Well, thanks for staying with us. And, you know, Lynn, nationally, and rightfully so, a lot of attention is being paid to enhancing what's referred to as STEM education: science, technology, engineering, and math. We are very, very fortunate in our school district to have secured a pretty special grant from Chevron right here in Houston to put what's called the Jason Project in all of our middle schools. And so we're going to get right to it because this is really, really good stuff. Let me introduce, and we're thrilled that you're all here. Thank you all very much. There is Ann Sims. Ann is our science teacher, one of our science teachers at Riverwood Middle School. Amanda McGee. Amanda is our secondary school science coordinator, and most importantly, a sixth grader at Riverwood Middle School, Diego Cotte. Diego, welcome.
Thanks.
Good. It's good to see you. Well, Amanda, let me start with you. So, jumping right in, how would you characterize what the Jason Project is, and what is it doing for our efforts in this area?
So you did a great job by talking about the fact that the whole point of Jason is that Chevron and the Jason Learning Center have partnered to kind of try to make Harris County the STEM epicenter of the nation. So there's a lot of different surrounding school districts that have this partnership, but the whole point is to expose kids to what is going on out there in the real world field of STEM: science, technology, engineering, math. So as they're learning science contents, they actually get connections to real-world scientists. The curriculum's based around, for example, they just finished doing plate tectonics and earth science, and so while they were learning about plate tectonics, they saw in, not yesterday data, but the recent years, what scientists are doing out there in the field with plate tectonics, with what they're learning. So it kind of helps make that learning more relevant, and it exposes them to a vast, huge amount of careers that I didn't even know exist. Every time I find a new Jason scientist, I say, someone does that? Yeah. Probably wouldn't have been good. I might have chosen a different career pathway if I had Jason back then.
Well, I'm glad you didn't, Amanda. We want to keep you right where you are.
Well, the world is changing, and it's very nice to see the hands-on applications by students, because a lot of times they're just thinking, why do I have to take this? Why do I have to take science? Or why do I have to take math? Diego, tell us a little bit about what you like about being involved in the Jason Project. What has been your favorite thing so far?
Doing all the different kind of projects we do, a lot of variety, and it really gets you to understand what you're learning.
So do you have any particular favorite area of science?
Probably the Rube Goldberg.
Yes, that is fun to see the different cause and effect, isn't it? Well, tell us a little bit about how many students are involved, and I know there's always an initiative to get more girls involved in science and technology. Is that part of this program as well?
Absolutely. I have about 180 students that I teach during the day. The girls are very active in it. They love it. The boys do too. It's just a wonderful opportunity for kids to not only just be actively involved in the labs, but they also have digital labs available. For example, we did the Landform Detectives Digital Lab, where they use 21st century web tools. And it was just a wonderful experience where they traveled the world through technology, and they figured out the geological processes that make our landforms today, like the Grand Canyon. And we also did roller coaster creator they call it on Jason. The kids love this. And they actually designed roller coasters, and they got to see potential and kinetic energy in action. Matter of fact, the kids before school were down in the library playing. This is before 8:25. So it was pretty amazing. So the activities are incredible. Not only is it hands-on in the classroom, but we connect digitally as well. So just fascinating, all the different activities that go with it. And so we have, like in the classroom as well, the labs that go on are, for example, changes in potential lab or potential energy, where we took a balloon, fishing line, and straw, ran it across the room, and we saw potential kinetic energy. We also did an energy survey lab, an exploring energy lab. Amazing what the kids did with this, seeing all different forms of energy. So it's an incredible opportunity. And he said his favorite was the Rube Goldberg. The kids want to come back to that one. They built these machines that had a simple task. They did incredibly. That was one of their favorites. So it is a wonderful experience for kids.
It's a lot different than when we were taking science, isn't it?
Like 180 degrees.
Yes. Sounds wonderful. It sounds really
Currently,
exciting.
all of our middle school students are exposed. It's kind of in chunks because Jason has about 5 curriculum that we've placed within our scope and sequence to match the state TEKS. But 6th grade pretty much did their Jason experience first semester to kind of immerse them in this STEM learning, get them excited about science in middle school. But through middle school, all of our kids will be exposed. And then I'm also looking at, they've come out with some new curricula so that we can kind of maybe make that jump into high school next year or the next.
So what did the $200,000 grant from Chevron cover? Tell us.
So it
what it paid
covers
for.
a lot, so much that if we wouldn't have had that, this would have been really hard to do. So the first thing is, like Ann was talking about with the Online Learning Center, it covers logins for all of our teachers and all of our students, so they can get to it not only at school, but at home, and some of them do go at home, and on there is all of the textbooks. We got class set of textbooks for all of the curriculum, and the kids have access to the textbooks on the online system as well. It also, one of the most important pieces is it covered the professional development for to have all of our teachers trained. So before the teachers were going to teach a certain curricula, they came and Jason came out and trained them on how to use the Online Learning Center, what does Jason believe in, what do the labs look like, how do you use these tools, so the teachers feel a little bit more comfortable walking into the room with this new changing. We will also get some host researchers this spring to come out and talk to the kids, so an actual real scientist in Humble. That'd be kind of crazy.
Cool.
And then we will send one of our Humble students will be picked as one of the Jason National Argonauts, which will go out and actually do field research over the summer or next fall sometime.
How cool.
Wow, what an experience that would be.
How
How
cool.
awesome. Well, Diego, I don't want to be unfair, but am I in the presence of a future scientist? Is that something that's in your future, do you think?
Maybe.
Okay, okay, great.
It's definitely in there.
Awesome. Oh, well, it sounds like you've done some great work.
Thanks.
And really, really appreciate it and admire the work. It sounds like it's made a really pretty significant change in the way we're trying to teach and certainly what Diego and others are able to learn. That's so awesome.
Sounds very cool. Very cool, really.
Yeah.
Well, they've wrapped us up as usual before we
See, I
went.
was trying to ignore that.
I know.
We had to-
Well, I was ignoring him too, but he's getting a little more insistent.
Okay,
So.
okay. Well, I'm sorry. We're out of time, but Diego, thanks so much again for being with us. Amanda, don't you be thinking about other careers, please.
They're so cool though.
I know. And Ann, thank you very much, because that's really where it matters. I mean, this could not be successful without your enthusiasm and your commitment. And,
Thank you for having
And I really
us.
appreciate that. Well, you all stay with us. We've got more exciting things to share.